Hello, this is Sabrina Taro at Pure Luna Tarot 808. This is a flip through of the tarot deck Starlight tarot deck by Weisbell. The colors are fabulous. I'm filming during the day. I'm using mostly natural light and a few ring lights here and there. But I wanted to show this tarot to you while I go to the keywords. And then at the end, I'll give you more details about the deck. And if you're a beginner and you want some tips about tarot reading, you can also find them at the end. So this is the Fool. The colors are beautiful. The Fool is about new beginnings or being naive about things in life as well, both things. The Magician is a great manifester of the tarot deck. He knows how to use the elements he's got to create the things he wants. The High Priestess is about insight and intuition. She's a keeper of secrets. The Empress is about abundance and fertility. She would also represent in a love reading your ideal female, the woman of your life if you're a male. The Emperor represents structure, authority, masculinity, a kingdom, having your ducks in order. And he could represent like the man in your life if you're a woman, or also, of course, depending on your gender and identification. The Hierophant is about authority, laws, rules, and regulations. It represents the church, but it could still represent people with authority in your life or what you deem as things of authority in your life. The Lovers represents lovers and romance as well as decisions. It's a very, very nice card. The blues and the combination and the contrast is fabulous. I love how the artwork of tarot ignites your intuition. The Chariot is about decisions, it's about victory, it's about which way you're going, it's about getting on the chariot and getting things to happen. Strength is about inner strength, it's about conquering our demons or dealing with a situation in a way that is with gentle strength is what the Strength card is mostly about. The Hermit is about going within, could mean like analyzing things or going away to understand things in your life, or someone who is very they like to analyze things. That's the card of Virgo. The Wheel of Fortune is about transformation in our lives, about seasons, from the seasons of life to the seasons in our lives and things that are shifting. It represents also the four Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, which are the fixed signs in the sky, in the zodiac. This is, of course, the deeper card. It has all the elements of what the world is made. It's a sigil here, and it represents what the world, the salt, the sulfur, and the mercury and the water that constitute life according to alchemy. Justice is a Libra card, and it represents making decisions in a fair way, and it also represents thinking, also waiting out what is more just or what is the right decision. The Hangman is about seeing things from a different perspective, and it's a time of waiting, usually. Death is seldom death, like a physical death, but mostly the death of our cycles, death of situations, usually represents actually rebirth or even pregnancies. Temperance represents balance in our lives, not too tight and not too loose, just the right pressure and things, and how that actually is the middle path. The Devil would be our extremes. It would be vices. It would be anything that chains you up in your ego and that is not good for your soul. The Tower. This can also represent not only bad things, could also represent a lot of passion and desire or obsession. It's not always negative. The Tower represents, this is such a cool card. The colors are amazing. The Tower represents the fall of structures, usually of ideas or notions, of paradigms, of things that are falling from their pedestal, from the tower, like things breaking down because they were not built on solid ground. The Star is a card of hope, and it's a card of beautiful card of things that could be written in the sky. Could be like things that are destined for you because they're in your birth chart, or something that is very hopeful to you, very refreshing. It has to do with feeling like you've been blessed by the heavens. The Moon is about our wild desires, and it can also be a time of not knowing. It is a card of, it's a Cancer card, but it can also be like kind of Pisces card in a way. It's about taming the wildness within, and sometimes actually needing to chase the wildness. It depends on the reading. But it's things that are not clear, and to follow your intuition, the Moon, because things are wild and not clear. You know, it could also represent deep desires. It depends with the other cards what it means. The Sun is about happiness, new beginnings. Is the most positive card in the tarot deck. It represents joy, like joy and blissful victory, like heaven sent. Judgment is about our callings in life, also about judgment, like things that we're not doing right and we need to rethink about them. It could also mean people that are judging us. Depends on the other cards. But also it also means like a time where you are judging how you're dealing with your life and how you want to go forward with your life, where you're making that analysis, because death will come at some time, and what are you doing with your time and how you want it to look like at the end. Also, it could be like a deep card, or it can also just be your calling in life, or something that has become your calling. The World is about completion of things. It could also mean romance. If it comes up as a card in romance readings, it could mean like this person feels like the world to you, or they really complete you. There's a sense of like union, like of male and female, in not only physical sense, but in like energetical sense. It could also mean, yeah, like fulfillment, like the end of the road. Now we go, I like to put my cards, these don't come in order, so I put them in the order that I like, as a week in which I like the earth, the air, the fire, and the water. So we go with the Pentacles first. Pentacles mean compromises, or not commitments, and having, being abundant, having the dough, you know, and things that are going to bring you great satisfaction as well. It could also represent the body, and a healthy body, because without a healthy body, you don't have abundance. Oops. And then we have, before that one, we have the Two of Pentacles, which is about decisions, waiting out what you want to do, how you're going to make some balance, usually in your work life or in a decision. The card tells you that it's about waiting a decision, right? Balancing things. Could also mean like you're multitasking. Three of Pentacles is working together on a project, or creating something, or the basis of a solid project. As you can see, they're building a house, and this is the contractor. Or in that time, that would be the mason, right? The mason that builds churches or homes or whatever, temples. Four of Pentacles is about holding your coins. It could be about protecting yourself, depending on the reading, or it could be about someone that's stingy with their money, or it could be with someone that wants to hold something very close to them. But in whatever way you see that she is in a protective stance and she's holding on to everything, like she's not letting go, for sure. Five of Pentacles is the card of being left out in the cold, of having a difficult financial situation, or feeling like this emotionally, like feeling like an outsider, or like someone that needs help. It doesn't need to be something too tragic or desperate or extreme. Six of Pentacles is about giving, of where you're giving your time, where you're giving your resources. It could be just gifts, it could be your energy, it could be your love, where you're deciding where you want to, like who you want to give the fruits of your labor to, or your time, or resource, or attention. Seven of Pentacles is about deciding if you want to keep planting, whatever, if you want to continue with the project, how long it's going to take you to get the harvest. The Eight of Pentacles is about developing your craft, your skills, is working hard on something, becoming like the best of something, or just work situations from, or someone that you see as very hardworking. It's a positive card. Nine of Pentacles is enjoying the fruits of your labor. You're relaxed. You look at the difference in their faces. Like, she's really into this. Like, oof. She's like super concentrated. And this one, oh, she's relaxed. Look at the pose, the body posture. She's enjoying the fruits of her labor. She's made her coins, and now she can enjoy life, which is also an important thing about life. You make the money, but you have to make time for leisure and to enjoy yourself and to enjoy life. Ten of Pentacles is the kingdom, is a wealthy person, or it could be like a completion of a project that becomes very successful. Is also legacy, what you leave behind. I love that it also always has dogs, which I love and are my spirit guide. And it also means loyalty, right? At the end, what do you leave behind? Not only the assets, but your legacy, the people that love you, that had your back. Page of Pentacles is an idea of a project, or a seed of a project, or of an idea as well, or a relationship, because Pentacles can also represent relationship. I mean, it's what becomes tangible. Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving energy. It's someone that moves with caution when it's in phase of doing any kind of compromise or any kind of investments. But he's solid once he decides on something. The Queen of Pentacles is the queen. She is the nurturer. She's the money maker. She knows how to handle a kingdom. She knows how to keep it well fed. Now, that doesn't only mean like something like a feminine stereotype, but it's just like the energy of the woman that is doing well in business and is keeping a really nice flowing kingdom. Sorry for my dog is barking there. Talking about dogs. King of Pentacles, he's the guy with the money. He's very patient because the energy of Pentacles is slow, is not quick. He likes to invest in things that would have permanence. He knows that making a kingdom takes time and discipline and dedication. It could also mean like someone that is like a godfather to a person. The Ace of Swords is about thoughts, ideas, cutting through BS as well, like the core of the ideas of a situation, of what's going on, the truth. Two of Swords is about blocking things, either protective, in a protective manner, or if you're being overprotective. It depends on the other cards. Three of Swords, I always like to put it upside down so that the cards are based on healing and not on getting hurt, which is what the Three of Swords represent. Three swords crossing a heart, and it represents heartache, or if it comes in reverse, or depending on the cards around it, sorry, it represents my dog wants a treat. Sorry, he's heartbroken about it. It's about getting through heartache and healing heartache. Four of Swords is a part of the healing of that heartache, of having to take a time to rest or to think things over, to re-strategize. Five of Swords is, could depend, it's could go either way. Could go like winning at all costs, or it means that you won because you were the more, you had more ingenuity and you had better ideas, or there's like a sneaky kind of vibe to it, that you win because you have like some knowledge that the others didn't have, like a hustler kind of energy. But it could also mean sometimes you just gotta make sure you win because that's the fair thing to do. I mean, especially if you're dealing against injustice, right? I mean, not that the ends justify the means, to a certain extent. Six of Swords is moving forward in life, or moving to calmer waters. It could mean a time where you're leaving behind difficult times in your life to go to healing, or it could be just moving, like physical moving across water, or finding a way to move something forward. Seven of Swords is a sneaky card. He's someone that is stealing, or like he thinks he knows better, like he's too cool for school. There's a warning card as well. or like don't be naive that you can do something wrong and you won't get caught. Depends on the other cards. The Eight of Swords is feeling like you're trapped, but usually the trapment has to do with your own thoughts. It's something that you could actually get away from. Nine of Swords is anxiety, it is fears, it is the things that don't let us sleep at night. What if this, what if that, what if this goes wrong? Or it could actually mean that you are going through difficult things and you're feeling like this during the night. Or in the reverse, or depending on the other cards, that you've healed. And this is a stronger card, which is the Ten of Swords, and is overkill, obviously. 10 swords in her back. I mean, if that's not overkill, what is? And it's either the complete ending of something, or like an obsession, or an overkill. This is a strong card, and it could be betrayal, of course, like Julius Caesar, who got knifed by the Senate. Page of Swords is the scout of the deck. Is someone that is looking out. He wants an investigator, a private eye, or someone that can see things from a distance. That kind of like scout kind of energy. The Knight of Swords is a person. Look at her face. They're ready to go to battle. They're swift with their words, but they can also be very courageous. So there are times in your life when you need to get into this energy, and there's other times where you have to be careful not to be this energy, right? Queen of Swords is the no BS queen. She's super smart, but she won't tolerate anybody trespassing her boundaries or trying to play the fool with them. She does not suffer fools gladly. She got where she is because she's super smart, and because she's cutting and she gets to the point, doesn't go around anything. I mean, she still has like a sensitivity because she's a queen, but she'll be the least sensitive of them all. Like, she'll be a bit cold, but not heartless, because she's still a queen. Depending on the other cards also on the reading. Then the King of Swords, he's all about logic because of the male energy. He's also could be like an scientist or an inventor, or someone that's very sharp. It could also be someone that is basically, they base their life on things that are analytical and logical. Could also mean the law as well, or someone that is like an expert in their field to an extreme. Ace of Wands is the energy of passion, it's the energy of fire. It's about inspiration, it's about desire, from desires that we want in our life, things that we hold dear, to sexual desires that we might or might not hold dear. But it's a positive card. It's a card of action that gets us going, just like romance will get us going, like real strong romance. I mean, you could have like nice thoughts about someone, but until you have that fire and you want to be with that person, like it burns you, and they have that burning desire, you're probably not going to do much about it. You're not going to go and confront your fears. They might say no, or it might work out or might not work out. So this is an important energy to get things, projects, business, or relationships, or whatever you want to accomplish. I mean, your action and your desire must be in it as well. The light is changing a bit, so let's see if we can still do it. It's going to rain, I think. Two Wands is about decisions. It's the new here that he's looking at, when he's holding the world, or the old that he's leaving behind. Should I stay or should I go card, right? The old versus the new. Could also mean about traveling or leaving your home, or could be the time when people are young and they're thinking about going far away to study, for work, if they should leave their hometown, or decisions or projects, the old one or a new one. Three of Wands is looking at the ships that are about to come. This is a merchant card. You're waiting for things to happen, or you're surveilling things. You already made your moves and you're waiting for the result. Four of Wands is about celebration. It could mean weddings or contracts, happy things, things where we can celebrate, and victory as well, celebrations. Five of Wands could be from conflict to competitions, but it could also be like athletic sports where you're in competition. Could also mean practice. Six of Wands is the winning the battle, is the hero that comes home, and he's cheered by the whole town. So he's someone that gets things done, has that energy of winning, a winner kind of energy. Seven of Wands is about, could be two things. Could be someone that feels like everybody's up to get them and they're overreactive, or it could be having to protect yourself because you're being under attack. Eight of Wands is messages, communication, desires also. It's about, could also represent marketing. Like if you want to get an idea out, you have to put a lot of messages in, and it has to be a shower of messages of intentions. It's also a magical card. Nine of Wands is about the wounded hero. It's a bit of PTSD, is being overprotective. Maybe you were hurt in the past and you are still dealing with that. Or it can mean like you have to be protective and set boundaries. It depends on the reading. Ten of Wands is an excess of something. You're burdened, overburdened by work, by life, by emotions. It depends. Or if you're asking about a project and you get Ten of Wands, well, it's going to take plenty of time, money, time, and effort. And there's a lot of things that you need to be juggling, and it's not going to be easy. Page of Wands is, or a person burdened by emotions as well. Page of Wands is inspired to create new things. Is someone that's very jovial, very happy, very childlike even, or it's a person that is easy to be with, very pleasant. They have like that nice little fire about them. Knight of Wands is one of the knights that is maybe the flakiest of them all. I mean, he's got his passions, but they do not always stand. It depends on the other cards around it. It could be an energy of, yes, I am loving to do that, and you ride into the sunset that same day because you wanted to do that. A person with a lot of passion and a drive to make things happen quickly, usually. It doesn't always mean that you have to be flaky. It could mean someone that gets whatever they want, they manifest it they go get it pretty quickly also. The Queen of Wands is the great manifester of the deck. She's full of passion. It could mean from sexual to passion of to do things for life. Usually represents people who are very artistic. They have that flair. They have that fire. It could also be dancers. If you feel this way about a woman, of course, you see them as totally fetching and super interesting. Or it could also be like in business. It's not always about relationships. You could be like this leader and you're super charming and mesmerizing, and you get the deals done. You close deals because you're so nice and agreeable and interesting and full of energy. King of Wands is the same thing. He's a manifester. He gets things done. Depending on a reading, for a love reading, he's of course full of passion. He will be the most passionate of them all. If the cards are leaning towards that, if you have more cards about fire or wands in general. He gets very interesting things. And he's also an investor. He follows his investments and he could make money from that. He could also be an artist. But when you get to the king energies, because you're accomplished, I mean, you know how to manage that energy and your impulses to have a solid kingdom and not like to be a king for a day. The last we are with the Ace of Cups, which is very nice. Is my cup runneth over, is the unconditional love. Could be like unconditional love that is non-sexual to unconditional love that is of the romantic type, someone that you feel like it's your soulmate and you have this beautiful feeling about them, and this unconditional kind of thing, that kind of love that if they are not for you and they would be happy with someone else, I mean, you're happy for that. I mean, you're heartbroken, but you're happy. Or it's a project that is dear to you, is your heart. It makes you feel super satisfied and like you're fulfilling your life purpose. Two of Cups is about relationships, from romantic, could also be things that go well together, like a good combination, because of course you can get these cards for business, so things, contracts that go well, things that combine very well together, that are very harmonious and pleasant. The Three of Cups is about reunions, could be about friendships, in some senses, I don't like to read it like that, but some readers read it like cheating also because it's a third party. But it depends on the other cards. I mean, that's more like for an advanced reading. Getting into those kind of things is more advanced, and you don't need, nobody needs to get anxious about things you don't know how to read well, and you're eating anxiety just because, right? So I don't like to include it as for that, but it could be. I mean, maybe in your development as a reader, you come to see the card sometimes as that. But it's celebrations, and it's meeting friends and being married together. Four of Cups is refusing something that's been given to you because you're maybe most likely nostalgic, or because maybe you're in a moment of your life when you're not being grateful, or not that there are times in our lives when we are not, that happens to everybody, but that you're not seeing the things that are going well and you're thinking about all the things that you lost instead. Or maybe something you don't want. Maybe you are at the job that is, yeah, you have a job and you get paid, but you're displeased that it's not making you feel fulfilled, or it's too monotonous or whatever. Or it's something that, I mean, it's been offered to you and you don't want it. Sometimes you have to check it out if it's something that you're not seeing well, or yeah, maybe that's the truth. It's something that is not for you and you should be looking to move forward. Five of Cups is a melancholic card of thinking of the things that you lost, especially, and not seeing the things that are still standing, right? Usually it's about heartbreak. It could be like people when they break up, or things happen in their life. They lost people usually. So yes, it's about things that we've lost. It's a melancholic card. Six of Cups is a card of innocence. It's about a sharing. It's that beautiful puppy love as well. This could come up in romantic readings, and it's a very nice card. Someone has very nice warm feelings towards you, like kind of think of the puppy love. They bring you things that they think you like, or they bring you, like a wildflower, or they bring you candy. It's like that kind of sweetness and innocence, and it's that, but very strong, like when you fell in love as a kid and you had this devotion for someone that you fell in love. It could be someone from the past that comes back and you still have those feelings, or that enamorment from childhood. It could also represent games, right, and good times from the past, nostalgia from how things were in the past. Seven of Cups is about deciding which cup to take, this is a Scorpio card, so which poison to drink, which is your poison of choice. What do you choose? Do you choose the castle? Do you choose the fire? You choose victory? You choose the kingdom? You choose this is the mystery? You choose your vices, which is the snake. I'm not sure what that is, but I mean, it's a good, like, you're really thinking, what should I consume, for good or bad, from relationships to poisons to decisions. Eight of Cups is leaving things behind, moving to things that are no longer working for you, or it could mean that you are walking towards something that that really resonates with you, that makes you feel fulfilled. Nine of Cups is wishes fulfilled, walking to those wishes fulfilled, because life is about walking away from things that no longer serve us in order to find the things that do. You have to make the space, like in feng shui. We make the space for the things that we want, and we get rid of the things we're no longer going to use, we no longer like, don't resonate, or especially those that are toxic, from physical things to people and relationships. So Nine of Cups, wishes fulfilled. It could also be someone that makes you feel like they check all the boxes, from work to romance to situations to projects. It's also a card, it's a Pisces card, so you also have to be careful not to be, it could represent like excess in drinking, so that's like in the negative sense, in the upside down. Ten of Cups on the reverse. Ten of Cups is the happy family life. Or you could also feel this way with, doesn't have to be with children, it could be with your pets, it could be with your projects, it could be with your life, it could be with your work, or just your life in general, even like a single person with a dog, and you feel like this, like you have a home with them and you're happy and blissed and looking forward and full of creativity as well, and nurturing. And and like a safe place. Page of Cups is having like good wishes, or it could be like telling someone that you kind of hinting that you want to date them or you like them or having like feelings for someone. It also represents the things that we hold dear, the projects that we want to start, because they're sweet things for us. The Knight of Cups is the most romantic knight of the deck. He's does everything from the heart. He's got good values. In detriment or in reverse, he could be like he wants to make everybody happy, so he forgets about himself, or he overpromises and then he cannot deliver. But it's someone feels this Knight of Cups. I mean, they're totally smitten by you. They have never felt that way for anybody else. Or it could also mean someone that feels that way a lot, like I don't know, like Don Juan de Marco. In which case, the other cards will kind of hint that they're all over the place and they're flaky, possibly flaky. Queen of Cups is the enchantress of the tarot deck. She is full of love. She's so lovable and beautiful in her way, and charming and magnetic in a way that you want to give your heart to them, in a way that the Knight of Cups would do anything for her that she asks as a queen. She is super charming, and she's like a nice balm. She's so nice to be with. It feels healing to be with her. Now, in reverse or in detriment, she would be someone very needy, or she could be like emotionally manipulating, but that's in the reverse or depending on the other cards. King of Cups is he can be, he's got the energy of water and the heart and emotions, but he's also my masculine energy. So there's a lot of him that he doesn't show, but he's got a lot of depth. Could be a person that is very emotional, but they don't show it. Or it could be a person that is, he's probably one of the best godfathers to have, or someone that has your back. It also shows us like divine assistance when you're in trouble and you get this card. It's like divine intervention, like miracles, like you feel like the godfather has your back. It is of course the best card to get it like for a husband, or how someone feels about you. They want to be everything. I mean, check all the corners, including the emotional, and being like an emotion, like the emotional secure space for you. So it's one of the most beautiful cards. It's also Neptunian, so it does have like the things that are hidden, and it can be in the detriment as melancholic, or in like in the reverse, or very, depending on the other cards. So those are heavy things to read as a beginner, but maybe as an advanced, someone that has problems with drinking, they can be very loving, but they have problems with drinking because of the water. But that's like for advanced things. Okay, so that's already 33 minutes showing those cards. You do learn a lot that way, like about the cards. If basically they are all showing, and it comes with a beautiful book. They're all showing the Rider-Waite-Smith images, just that the author, the artist, has taken a artistic license and made it into this beautiful artwork, which is great, because if not, we would only have one version, and that's what I love about tarot. This comes with this beautiful little, like, it's not a white book, it's not the big one, it's just like the perfect size, and it, even from the beginning, is super well thought of. I really like everything, that the love that they put into it. You can see, you have even the images in color. It says what it means in the reverse, what it means on the keywords and everything, which is good. I mean, sometimes even me as an advanced reader, sometimes there's a card that I just want to check further, and then I go to the little book and I see some meaning that I've totally forgotten about, which is very relevant to the reading. Oh, and I didn't show that it's, look at this, it's gilded, gold and gilded. It doesn't show as pretty as it is. Oh, look here, it's gilded and it's so beautiful. I like the cardstock. It comes in this box that is not too big, not too small. I think it's the perfect size to put in your collection. And the colors are so bright and saturated. I love it. And it's just the perfect size, not like those big bulky boxes, that you end up throwing away, I usually do, and I put them in smaller boxes that I make. This is perfect. This is a genius deck, and I'm totally smitten with it. I love the colors. And basically for beginners, someone was asking me like recommendations. Any Rider-Waite-Smith that you can connect like with what is going on in the image, like for here, what's going on, and then we can make a story. And then I'll make another video so that this one is not too long as to how one card connects to another in a reading. But what you want depends on what kind of way you want to read cards. I mean, if you feel inclined, it depends on what resonates, basically. Like some people resonate with this, with standard or setup, what's it called? When you set the cards in a certain way, you do the cross or the Celtic cross and why did I forget? I forget because I never used them. I never liked that. That's not my thing, but that doesn't mean that other people that do it are wrong and I'm right. No, it just means that's my thing. Spreads, they're called spreads. Some people love tarot spreads. It helps them a lot. They find it, especially as a beginner, they find it like very helpful because it tells you, okay, this card represents your obstacles. This card represents where you started from. This card represents what you could achieve. You know, it depends on the spread. It's kind of helpful. But I like the storyline of tarot. I like to make it like a comic book where this card is talking to the next one here, and then I'm reading a story between these two and then the next two. And if I'm not sure what they mean, then what I do is I get another deck, and when I get the repeating cards, which I usually do, then I know usually I know in my intuition, but I want the reassurance, so I get another deck, and then I get the reassurance from the repeating cards, and then I know I'm right. Or I feel like I can grasp the idea and I can know what's going on. But those are some techniques I will show later. But yeah, anything like, there's some decks that I love as an advanced that are like more modern. They're more abstract, like it's called the Modern Monday Tarot. I think I have it in my list. And it's very modern, but it could work for some beginners, but it wouldn't be the first one I would start with. Now, that being said, there's so many beautiful tarot decks out there that as a beginner, it's hard to just have one. I mean, usually just get three. Get three that you really resonate with. Try to check all the cards that you have, that they have, like to do, like do a flip through, so you see all the cards and you see that you resonate with them, that you like them. Check the original deck of the 1909 Rider-Waite-Smith and check if like the differences. Start with the original one. I mean, the original one I feel is the most powerful, but once you've done so many readings, having different artwork like this with these colors really enhances your intuition, and it gets you like in a different mode. I think it's awesome for divination to have different sets of. I'm a tarot deck collector, so it's not difficult for me, but I feel it does help a lot to refresh your tarot decks and get new that resonate, new ones to work with, to get your intuitive and divinatory juices flowing. And if you see like tarot readers that you like, they usually have a vast collection. There's a few that use the same deck most times, but a lot use different ones so that they can do better readings. Or maybe you're the kind of person that only has one or two, and that's perfectly fine too. There's no like one set way of doing it that's perfect, that's the magical and right way, and you have to try. You have to try. As a tarot reader for 16 years, I've had some decks that I've given away, I didn't like. There's some that I threw away. There were some that because I didn't like the energy. There's some that I was given that I didn't like and I threw away with some salt on it. There's some that I wanted to love that I never got to connect with. There were so many others that I was just a beginner and I wasn't ready for them, but I loved the artwork and I kind of felt like they could work later for me. And so I kept them, and later I came back to them like a couple of years even later, and then I loved them. So This is just food for thought for whoever is interested in tarot cards and how they work. And I teach tarot, but the program that I have is for groups. So if you have like some friends that are interested, then you can check on my Instagram, write me a DM, and check out if you have a group of people that are interested, and then we can set up like a course, or you can just use the free material you have here, which is a good start. Like going through all the videos and checking all the different keywords is actually a great way to learn the cards and to connect with them. And then I'll be making some others as to ways that can develop your intuition to read the cards, which there's a part that's technical, and then there's another part that it's an act of faith. And it's about meditating a little and being able to separate your logical mind from your intuition and to pinpoint where it is, how it feels when you're knocking on the doors of intuition, or how it feels when you're actually just projecting with your imagination, which is also a good exercise. I mean, tarot is not only for divination, it is also for self-knowledge, for self-discovery. It can be used in psychology sessions, in therapy, with a therapist or by yourself, and then you can journal what you see in the cards, and then you review that, and it could give you a lot of clues as what's going on in your emotional world or just in your imagination. I mean, most artists, some people use tarot cards to write books, to get a storyline, to get some ideas of how they want the book to go, or what the characters could happen to the characters, like to give them ideas. There's many uses for tarot, of course, and just simple way, just get one card a day and meditate on the meaning and what they could teach you that day, or just as a spiritual practice. So there's lots of ways to deal with tarot. And what I love, as I said, is the artwork that has exploded since, I don't know, since the 90s, since the 2000s. There's been an immense amount of people creating tarot decks, when before there was just a few. And I'm always looking forward to the new artists and the new takes on tarot, because, I don't know, I find it fascinating. I love the collection, and I love the connecting through divination through colors and through images, and through connecting with what are they doing, how does it feel, where is this story going. So, okay, I hope that was helpful, and blessings to you all. If you like a reading, my information is on my YouTube as well as my website, and blessings.